Morning class 7 student. Today is 22nd October and today we are going to discuss about the topic parts of the plant and the modes of reproduction in plants. Children, you all are knowing that there are two modes of reproduction, that is the asexual and sexual reproduction. So children, before starting and discussing about this topic, let's know about the parts of the plant. Children, in some plants you have seen that they do not bear the flower, but they have the root, stem and leaves. And children, you can germinate a new plant with the help of these parts, that is the root, stem or leaves. So children, these are the vegetative parts of the plant, which is the root, stem and the leaves. But after some time, in some plants you have seen that the plants grown up and bear the flower. After some time, this flower grown up and bear the fruit, and after some time you will see the seed inside that fruit. It means that the flowers help in the process of reproduction, means they help in bearing the seeds, which are the reproductive parts. Therefore flowers are known as the reproductive parts of the plant. So children, here we have discussed about the parts of the plants, that is about the vegetative parts and about the reproductive parts. So children, let's start about the asexual reproduction in plants. The various methods of asexual reproduction in plants are, that is the vegetative propagation, the budding, the fragmentation and the spore formation. These are the four asexual methods of reproduction in plants. So let's start about the vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation, it is the method of asexual reproduction in which the new plants are generated with the help of the root, stem and leaves of the parent plant. Here the vegetative parts are used for generating or producing a new plant. That is why this is known as vegetative propagation. Children, vegetative propagations can be used in many ways. First, by cutting. In some plants, the stems are cut, a part of the stem is cut and it fixed into the soil, and after a few days you will see the leaves comes out from that cutted part, which are sown into the soil and give rise to a new plant. The very common example of vegetative propagation through stem or by cutting the part is seen in the rose plant or in the money plants. Children, in some plant you have seen that the eye-like structure, the scars come out from the fruit or the roots, and these scars are termed as the eyes. For example, in potato, and when you cut these scars and sow into the soil, after some time a new plant germinate. Bryophyllum is a leaf which has a buds in the margin of their leaves. And in a leaf of this plant falls on the moist soil, each bud can give rise to a new plant. Roots of some plants can also give rise to a new plant. For example, in sweet potato and in dahlia, the new plants are germinated through the roots. Plants such as cactus, which produce new plants with their parts which get detached from the main plant body, and each detached part can grow into a new plant. So children, these are the various ways of germinating a new plant by the vegetative propagation method, and the plants which are produced by the vegetative propagation take less time to grow and bear flowers and fruit earlier than those produced from seeds. Children, the new plants are exact copies of the parent plant as they are produced from a single parent. The second method is children budding. Budding is a process in which the small bulb-like structure come out from the parent body, which is known as bud, and after some time the bud gradually grows and gets apart from the parent cell and forms a new organism. Children, sometimes the another bud arises from the bud, forming a chain of the bud. In this process, a large number of organisms are produced in a very short time, and this process is called budding. The process of budding occurs in yeast. Children, this is the parent yeast. And this is the bud-like structure. You can say that it is the developing bud. This is the new bud. And this is the chain of buds. Children, when these buds become mature, it detached from the parent, and like this, and give rise to the another cells or the organisms. So children, this process is called budding, in which a bud-like structure or the projections come out from the parent's body, and after some time, after maturing, it detaches from the parent cell and give rise to a new organism. The next process is fragmentation. Fragmentation is a process in which the organisms, means the parent organism or the parent cell, breaks into or divides into many sections, or you can say that in many parts, and each part give rise to a new individual whose properties is just like its parent cell. It is commonly seen in the algae. Means algae reproduce through fragmentation. Or you can also say that fragmentation as layering into parts or breaking into parts. Now the next method is spore formation. Children, you have observed that the spores means the cotton-like masses on the bread. And when the spores are released, they keep floating in the air, as they are very light and they can cover long distances. Children, spores are the asexual reproductive bodies, and each spore is covered by a hard protective coat which stand in the unfavorable conditions such as the high temperature and low humidity, and so they can survive for a long time. Children, under the favorable condition means the conditions which are required for their growth. When they get these conditions, the spore germinates and develops into a new individual, or you can say that into a new plant. And this process is called spore formation. Children, plants such as the moss and ferns also reproduce by the process of spores. So children, today we have discussed about the various methods of asexual reproduction in plants. In our next class, we will discuss about the reproductive parts of the plant such as the flower, and about the sexual reproduction in plants. Thank you. Have a very good day.